Can you all believe that it's almost Thanksgiving? Oh my gosh. I cannot believe it. It's the 5th of November. It's blown my mind how fast this year has gone. So, we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight and how to plan for that. Okay. And then after we're done, I'm not going to take a lot of time on that. After we're done, we might just cut it off early. Or if you ladies have any questions or about anything or want to talk about any other subjects tonight, we will be glad to do that. So we are on the countdown to the revealing of ourselves in our little black dresses on December 14th. And we have holidays coming up before then. And so, what's cool about this is that we are building a lifestyle, ladies. We are not building a restrictive, can't live through the holidays kind of diet, right? We're building a lifestyle. So, let's talk a little bit about what our holidays need to look like and leading up to that. Now, how many of you have multiple Thanksgiving? Some of you do. I have usually just one Thanksgiving. My parents live in Ohio. And so, yeah, just one. So if I go to Ohio, then I'm just there with my parents. So that's one Thanksgiving. I don't have, my parents here along with my mother-in-law and father-in-law in the same state. So for that reason, that makes it a little easier for me on the holidays. But some of you have multiple parties. My daughter has 5 Christmas parties she goes to every year. Oh my gosh. How do you guys have a lot of them you go to too? Nope. Yes. Some of you, yes. Some of you know. Listen, we got to plan for those. And, like I said, this is about a lifestyle, right? When we go on those diets like low carb, keto, oh my gosh, you name them, right? Then we go, well, there's no way I can eat low carb. I can't do keto on Thanksgiving. And I want to look at you today and I want to say Thanksgiving is one day. You might have multiple places to go. And maybe you have more than a one-day celebration. And we'll figure that out here tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But Thanksgiving is one day and Christmas is one day. And on those days, we're going to be with our families or our friends, or I don't know what you'll be doing, but I'll probably be at my mother-in-law and father-in-law's. And we'll be eating there and all kinds of things. I can't control that food, and that's just fine. Right? We're going to take those days as bod babes, and we're going to enjoy those days. We aren't going to count our calories. We are not going to count them at all. We're going to enjoy them. All right. Now, I'm going to help you understanding what that day should look like. But this is about a lifestyle. And I want you guys to enjoy your holidays and plan for these special days. I've had women that come on here and they say, it's my birthday this weekend, but I don't plan on eating any birthday cake. And you know what I say? Have some birthday cake. It's your birthday. Have the birthday cake. Because this is about life. Life has its, my mother-in-law, when she makes a cake for me on my birthday, she makes a mayonnaise cake. Now it sounds disgusting, but it's one of the best cakes I ever ate. She takes a box of chocolate cake and mix it with a cup of mayonnaise, believe it or not. Sounds disgusting. Oh my gosh, it is one of the lightest, fluffiest cakes you'll ever put in your mouth, and it just melts in your mouth. It is delicious. It is my favorite cake. And if she's going to make that for me, how do you think that would sound? I'm sorry, but I'm a healthy person and I can't eat that cake. Right? It's my birthday and she made me something special. So, you guys, we have to get out of that mindset of all or nothing. And we have to find this balance, this beautiful balance. And here's the thing. Michelle's balance might look different than Tracy's balance, and Karen's balance might be different than Val's balance. And, we have military ladies on here. Their balance is usually pretty strict. I found that most military, Army, and this lady was from, not the Army. The one I'm thinking about, Cindy, is the Navy. Anyway, that's strict. They get strict in their own life and have a lot of discipline. And her discipline might look different than your discipline, but it doesn't make her right and you wrong, or you right and her wrong. You got to find your personal balance. And for me, that's changed over the years. And for you, it probably will too. But no on a diet, off a diet mentality anymore. Okay. We got to just figure it out. So we're going to have our holidays and we're going to enjoy the holiday. Okay. One day of eating a Thanksgiving meal is not going to ruin you. It's not going to stop you and it's not going to set you back. Now, what if you say, well, I have more than one Thanksgiving to go to? Well, if it's not all on one day and it's on another day, take a cheat meal. You have cheat meal days. Every 7 days, you're to have a cheat meal. Take a cheat meal. Okay. And let's plan the rest of it. All right. Let's talk about maybe what your day on the holiday will look like. Now, if you have any questions, put them in the chat and we'll go over those in a minute. So it's not about perfection. The goal of the day is to make memories, right? We're going to go make memories on our holidays. So let's think about our full day of eating in advance. Maybe you know you're having a big dinner at night with the family or in the afternoon. The rest of the day, it doesn't mean that you have to the rest of the day eat like it's going out of style, you know, like you're never going to eat again, right? I usually gained weight. I usually gained around 10 pounds on the holidays. How many of you gained weight on the holidays? Oh, look at the hands. Me too. Between my birthday in October and February, around Valentine's Day, when I'm wanting to have it all off, I realized I've gained 10 pounds. I usually gain 10 pounds before I ever did this, 10 pounds in the holiday season. And then I'd go into spring going, oh my gosh, now I got to get this 10 pounds off. And it was the same thing. I did it every single year. Well, what we want to do is we want to make it different this time. And we want to realize where we went wrong. You know what, where I went wrong? Number one, I had snacks everywhere. I usually made 5 pounds of fudge. And I loved fudge, homemade fudge. And you can imagine all the butter and the sugar in there. I don't even remember how much is in there, a lot. And I would put it on my counter and it's all pre-cut up. And every time I walked past that counter, I was sticking a piece of fudge in my mouth. There are times and days, I remember I had fudge for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and all the hours in between. I ate more fudge than anybody in the whole house because I loved the fudge I made. And so that was one of my problems. And so what I have decided to do is if I make fudge, I take for that day and I eat it and I go give the rest as a gift in a pretty box to the neighbor that has a lot of kids. I go say, there you go. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving and I just want to bless your family or whatever. Give it to somebody. I'll tell Wade if we have extra cookies and stuff, I'll say, take those over to the neighbor kids. He will just go over there and say, hey, we want you to have some of our cookies. We want to share. The truth is, we're really just trying not to eat them all. But they think they're our favorite. So that's okay. And so that's kind of what we do is we really take control of our surroundings. Now, when we go to sit down for a holiday meal, here's how Wade and I fill up our plates. You know, I used to fill it with mashed potatoes and gravy all over the place. And my last thing would pick up some meat. You know, I would have the mashed potatoes and the gravy and the stuffing and all the stuff and a little bit of meat on the side. So what I do now is different. So I still focus on my protein. So you'll find me filling up my plate with a lot more turkey and less mashed potatoes and gravy. All right. So still, when you go into this meal, I want you all to think about this. I can have everything here, but I want to focus just like I normally do. Let me get my protein in. Okay. Because what that's going to do when you're in these kind of situations, and let's say it's not even a holiday, let's say you have something at work and you're like, oh my gosh, you guys are having these all the time. Now, what am I going to do? If you can, focus on getting your protein in first, because what it's going to do your lean protein is going to fill you up. Now, if it's happening all the time at work and you don't have lean protein, let's say they're buying pizza every week, then put you something like a protein bar in your desk or in your purse and eat it on your way and still have a piece or two of the pizza, but you're not going to be just totally starving when you walk in that room, right? And so that's a way to think about it is get my protein in first. Have something in your desk or your purse that you can take with you. And on the holidays, put that as the main thing on your food, on your plate. That leaner protein, just plain meat of some kind, whether it's, turkey would be your best. If it's ham, you can have some of that too, but it's going to have more calories. Be careful with it. But this is your holiday. You can have it all. All right. You can have it all. This is just going to help you. So let's focus on our protein first and balance that out so that we don't have just all the high fat stuff, and all that just filling our whole plate. So, and then plan ahead. So let's say your meal's in the evening and you've got breakfast, just because it's the holiday, you don't have to have, you don't have to have the waffles and the syrup and all that. Cut back on some of that. Don't think of this as an all day extravaganza. All right. Think of this as, hey, I'm going to get, if you're going to a meal that night and they're not going to hardly have any protein, think about it this way. I'm going to get some really good protein in for my breakfast, and then maybe if you have a breakfast casserole, you add a little something on the side for you, like maybe some turkey sausage or something like that, where you can get some better protein in before you go to this meal where there's not going to be a lot of protein choices. All right. Because we still want our focus to be on getting that protein in. As you're cooking, this is one thing I like to do because when I cook, how many of you get full before you have the meal? I, I do. And I think, well, I didn't eat that much, but I'm not even hungry now because I've taken little bites and taste tested all my food, right? And I have learned to chew gum. Get you a pack of gum, and while you're cooking, chew gum and keep it in your mouth. And then you're not taste testing every single thing 2 or 3 times. And I would be full. And so that has really helped me. That's what I like to do. I just get a pack of gum and chew it while I'm cooking. And that way I'm not taste testing it too many times. Right. And so that has always helped me. Of course, not just prioritize your protein. Think about your vegetables. Your vegetables, like those raw veggies that people bring, or you might bring some. Put some of those on your plate too, and fill up a little bit on that. So that way, when you go into the pies, you're not just, oh my gosh, I have plenty of room to eat half this pie. It'll help you if you've eaten some veggies without all the dip and stuff. You can have some dip. Just be careful with it. You can have anything, like I said. Just get that protein in and get those veggies in, and it'll fill your tummy up a little bit, and then have whatever you want. And so just enjoy it. Okay. So let's see. I got myself some notes here. Stay hydrated. That's another one. How many of you forget to drink water on the holidays? Me. I'm drinking everything but water. I'm getting up in the morning, drinking coffee. But the water is going to help you stay hydrated. We have so much salt during the holidays. So it's going to help you remove some of that salt from your body. But also, it's going to help you stay hydrated and more satisfied and kind of curb those cravings. It's going to fill you up a little bit too. So make sure that you're drinking water. That's one thing you can do with your big meal or throughout the day is just drink water, right? And you can still have some of the great beverages, but get some water in first. That's what I like to do whenever we go out with people and we're drinking alcohol. Before I drink alcohol, I have a glass of water. I'll drink my alcoholic beverage. And Wade taught me this. Drink another glass of water, Allie. And I'll drink another glass of water. And you do much better with the alcohol too. You're hydrating your body and you're not drinking as much alcohol, right? So it's better that way. So mindful eating, I've got that down here. And this is one that, boy, it makes so much sense to me now. And I never thought about it. I'm a fast eater. I can eat so fast. How many of you are fast eaters? I had 6 brothers, and if you did not eat quickly, you didn't get any more. It was like you got 1 plate and that's it, and you look across the table, it's like, "Darn it. I really wanted some more, whatever," and it's gone because you got 6 brothers. It's like, "Oh my god." And so, 6 brothers and 3 sisters. 2 sisters, we're 3 girls. I don't even know how many sisters I got. 2 sisters. And so there's a whole bunch of us kids. So I learned to eat really fast, and I still do to this day. And Wade's always like, "Allie, slow down. Nobody's gonna take your food from you." And so, but I have learned on the holidays or something I really, really like. So you guys have learned about me probably that I love brownies. And so what I have done, instead of scarfing down 4 or 5 brownies like I used to, I slow down and I make myself really taste my brownie. I'm not just chomping it one brownie down, and I'm taking it and I'm slowly chewing it and just tasting the flavors. And I have found that has made such a difference, and I enjoy it and I don't need as much of it. And I've done that even with ice cream. I will slow down and really let it melt in my mouth and really just taste it. And I eat much less ice cream than I used to just because I've slowed down and tasted the stuff, right? And I enjoy it so much better too. I savor it. It's really good. So think about doing that. Getting up and moving if possible. If you can take a walk with one of your sisters or a friend or something like that after eating your meal, it will really help you too. But this, Thanksgiving is about connecting with your friends, your family, those around you, and making memories and enjoying it. So let's take our focus off of it being all about the food. And let's make it, we can still enjoy all the flavors. And let's make it more about the memories. You know, for me in the past, the holidays have been so much about the food. They really have. And food for me has been a battle almost my whole life. Either I've completely restricted myself or I've gone way over the top. And I found that if I slow down and enjoy it and don't tell myself, you can't have that, and you can't have that, or you're never going to have that again until next year, you better eat as much as you can right now. I don't know if any of you have thought that way. It's like, dang, I never eat like this. I'm going to eat as much as I possibly can. And then I feel sick for the rest of the day, right? And I have learned to just find my balance with that, slow down, enjoy it, and think about the memories around the table. And those were my main focus now instead of my food. I've had a crazy relationship with food. I really have. But I have loved ones around me that I hope I get to see again next year. Right. And so for me, I'm slowing down and focusing on my family. And here's another thing I want you ladies to think about. So when it comes to the leftovers, I go to somebody else's house and I have the choice whether to bring a bunch of stuff home and have leftovers for later. And I don't do that anymore. I used to load up my plate and take all the stuff I made back to the house. I used to do that and I'd have Thanksgiving for 4, 5, 6 days. And I decided I'm not going to do that anymore. And I haven't done it for years. And so what I do is I divvy all my stuff up and tell everybody, please take all the stuff I brought, unless it's something I can eat through the week, like if it's some turkey, if I brought a turkey or something like that. And I will tell everybody, take it home, grab some of it, take it home. And it helps me stay on my goal because the day after Thanksgiving, I'm back on my path. I'm back to eat healthy and taking care of my body. Because here's the thing, if I let Thanksgiving last a week and then Christmas comes and that lasts at least a week, and then New Year's comes and that lasts a couple days, at least 3 days usually. And then I'm going into Thanksgiving, then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm way off track. I've gained weight. But if I take it this way, one step at a time, and just leave the stuff behind and keep moving forward, or go give it to my neighbors and keep moving forward. So I want you to have a plan and I want you to be thinking about it, what your holiday will look like. And this holiday, when you go to enjoy it, Whether you think you did great or you think you fail, I want you to just say, okay, that was a beautiful day. No guilt, no shame, no sadness. That was a beautiful day. And tomorrow I start back on my plan because I have goals. And I want you to go into this new year just kicking butt and taking names, ladies. Now we go into this year with no regrets, but we go into this year excited about the progress that we're making for ourselves. Does that sound good? All right. Let's talk. Who has some things they want to talk about? Either the holidays, questions, things they want to discuss. Oh, one thing I did want to mention was there are some mock recipes. So there's pumpkin pie. There's high protein pumpkin pie. It's really delicious. And I'm going to start putting out some of these recipes, cheesecake, high protein cheesecakes, some of these recipes, so that whenever you have to go to maybe more than one holiday party, that you don't have to sabotage yourself by having 3 or 4 holidays if you don't want to, that you have some options. Maybe you bring some high protein things with you that you can really enjoy. So I'll be getting you in the next day or two, or maybe even tonight if I have time, a high protein pumpkin pie, and it's delicious. All right. And then the cheesecakes, there is a cheesecake already in our Bod Babe sample menu. If you haven't tried it yet, it's really a great cheesecake. And it has even where you can make a topping and put it on top of that. So I'm going to give you guys other options too, so that we don't feel deprived throughout that time. All right. Anybody else? Good. Speak up, ladies. If you have any questions, unmute your mic and just go ahead and talk. Anybody have anything? Heather, are you trying to unmute? Let me show you how. Hold on. Let me see if I can unmute you. Or I can't unmute you, but I can ask to unmute. There you go. Can't hear you. Still not hearing you, hon. Let's see. I'm seeing your mouth move, Heather, but I can't hear you, hon. You can't figure it out? Shoot. Well, type it down in the chat below, okay? You should be able to type in the chat somewhere and ask it. Okay. Anybody else have anything? Michelle, you need to get you some electrolytes. Have you been drinking electrolytes? Yes, your neck is really stiff. I see you doing all this and stuff like that. You're probably dehydrated. So get you some electrolytes and start adding those to your diet. Are you taking magnesium? All right, good, good. Heather says, I'm going out to eat with my cousin. What's the best approach to this when staying focused on eating right? Good question. So focus on lean protein first. Things without sauces, like focus on, if you're going out to eat with your cousin, actually inside of Bod Babes, we do have lots of resources on that. Okay. If you go to bodbabes.com and you log in. So what you'll do is just focus on getting a lean meat first. Try to go with simple recipes, things that don't have a lot of ingredients. If you start getting to things that have a lot of ingredients, it's going to really throw you off. So it depends on where you're going. If you know where you're going, look at the menu before you go. And that really helps. Okay. And I always try to look at the menu before I go if I can. And then I will focus on getting my lean meat first. And then I will get some vegetables. You know, I love to get things I like on the side. Like I'll get tomatoes and stuff. Instead of getting a big salad, because I'm not a huge salad person, I'll get like tomatoes of the salad. I'll say, hey, instead of the salad, can I just have like a small bowl of tomatoes? And could you bring me some ranch dressing? And I will dip those in there. little bit by little bit, and use very little ranch dressing and eat them that way. I like it. Or they'll bring you some cucumbers and tomatoes, whatever you want. Or you can just have the salad. And if I do have a salad, I will do the same thing. Instead of pouring the dressing over top, I'll just dip it on each little bite, just a little bit. And that helps me with that. But there's a lot of resources inside of bodbabes.com. And if you know where you're going, then if you want to, where is it? Oh, you do know. Okay. Then send me a message and let me know, and I'll help you figure it out. We can look at the menu and just go through it, and you can decide, and you'll know when you go in there what you want to order. Okay. And that'll help you. So I'd be glad to do that. Any of you guys, if you ever want to go to a restaurant, or even I had a lady call me from the Mexican restaurant one day. She goes, one of the clients, she said, Allie, I'm sorry I'm calling you, but I'm in the bathroom at the Mexican restaurant and I don't want to take this as my cheat meal. Can you please help me figure out what to eat? And so we figured it out right there in the bathroom. So, yeah. So if you guys ever need help like that, reach out. That's what we're here for as your coaches. And if you send me a message, it's going to be a while. If you pick up the phone and you call me, then I'm like, oh gosh, you know, Terry's calling me. I better take this. It might be urgent. And I'll pick it up and that'll help you. So you don't have to wait around for a half hour or two, whatever it might be, 2 or 3 hours before you're like, never mind now. I done left the Mexican restaurant. Just pick up the phone and call me. I have no problem with that. All right. All right. So Michelle, get you some magnesium if you are not taking it, and some electrolytes. And I saw a question here. Let me see in the chat. Was thoughts on coconut water? Great. I love it. It is a great electrolyte. It is one of the best. And some people don't like it. Michelle went, eh. It's one of the best electrolytes you can drink. And it's all natural. If you can get some good coconut water, if you like it. I do like it. So I will drink it. Just for the electrolytes. Great choice. All right. Anybody else before we go? All right. I am so proud of you ladies, for you ladies in your challenges, Little Black Dress Challenge and the Triple Threat Challenge. Fight for it. You are worth fighting for. Get it done. Compete with yourself, compete with others. Just get it done, and let's show up to our goal and just really have some big changes. When we put those black dresses on December 14th, it's hard. We're working, we're pushing for a date, right? And I want you to fight for yourself. Believe in yourself. Don't sit there and say, well, I can't make I can't make much changes because December 14th isn't that far away. You can make a lot of changes. Fight for yourself. Don't give up on yourself ever again. Okay. That goes, Heather. I saw that. Let's see. She said, lost a fight today at the Mexican restaurant. It's okay. We live to fight another day. Right? Right. So whenever we fail, know that even your coach fails. We all fail, and we just get back up and keep moving forward, and we learn from our mistakes. Right? All right. You ladies have a wonderful evening. Enjoy it. If you've got any questions, reach out to me below this video or send me a message. You're welcome to text me as well. Okay. And pick up the phone and call me if you have an urgent need. All right. Talk to y'all later. Have a great night. Bye.